When you add the ed suffix to a word, you change the word from present tense, something that is happening now, to past tense, something that has happened in the past. There are 3 different ways to pronounce ed. You can say it as id, d, or t. It all depends on how the root word ends. You say id if the root word ends in t or d. For example, parted or ended. Have a go saying the words and see if you can hear the id on the end of them. When the root word ends in a vowel or a voiced consonant, which is when you can feel the vibration in your throat, the ed is pronounced as a d sound. For example, loved and tuned. Say these words and see if you can feel the vibration in your throat and hear the d sound at the end. And finally, when a root word ends in an unvoiced sound, the ed is pronounced as a t. For example, kicked, fussed, stopped. Have a go saying those words and see if you can hear the t at the end. Last week we had the word asked. Which pronunciation did this use? Pause here. That's right. The sk at the end is unvoiced, so it uses the t sound. We will learn more about the ed suffix later in Phase 5. For now, though, see if you can spot which sound should go on the end of the words in this week. The high frequency and tricky words for this week are called, looked, made, make, came. Are there any words that you might find difficult? Some of the words have letters which we don't say when we're reading them. We call these silent letters, like the silent E at the end of made, make, and came. One tricky part is that some of the words break the phonics rules. Like these words, where the A is pronounced in different ways. You've got A in made, make, and came. And hopefully you used your chunky monkey reading skill to notice the all in called, and that the A sound is actually an all sound. Did you also notice which sound the ED made? The more you practice reading all of these words, the easier it will be to recognize them. It's important to know the meaning of words so that you can use them again. Let's look at the meaning of these words by saying them in a sentence and looking at a picture for them. I enjoyed it when you called me yesterday. I looked everywhere for that book. Have you made your bed? Can you make me a cup of tea, please? I came to visit you, said Gran. Can you remember this week's high frequency and tricky words? The words are called, looked, made, make, came. Can you say them in a big voice? Pause here. Do you remember the meaning for all of these words? If not, ask an adult for help, or why not use a dictionary? To find out how to use a dictionary, watch this video. The link is in the description. Let's say this week's high frequency and tricky words together. Are you ready? Called, looked, made, make, came. Now can you say them in a tiny voice? Pause here. Can you make a sentence with one or more of these words? Here's mine. I made tea for my mum when she called on me. Hopefully you can now recognize all of these words. If not, ask a friend or adult for help. Today let's play a game of tennis to practice. This game is played when you find a partner and then one of you says the word and the other person repeats it. Then you move on to the next word and the next. It's almost as if you're batting the word between each other. Have a go. Pause here. Today, have a look at all the words and see which ones you need to practice more. Then, using the different voices, try and say them to a friend. Pause here. If you're interested in any of these resources, they're available on the PayHip store. Please click like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.